team in the Eastern Conference. Just what does it say about your squad's continued growth?
It's just continued growth, like you said. They're embracing challenges. Whatever is presented to them, they're willing to take it on, and it's going to continue to be done by committee. I mean, part of that committee is our fans. I mean, they are from beginning to end. Like when that momentum shifts and we hear them yelling, it's so great to have that support from what they are doing.
On that, they come into the locker room, kind of a bad finish to the second quarter, to trailing by 8 points, I think. What's been changing, or what growth have you seen in how they're handling coming out of the locker room after the way they struggled a little bit on the road with it, to kind of take control of these games and start to put them away?
Well, being in these situations, I think we've been down at halftime before. We've been up at halftime before, but them recognizing what the scenarios are. And so when you know you're down, you know you have to play better. We turned it over. We fouled. All those little things they were paying attention to. You know, we got ourselves out of pocket a little bit, worrying about the wrong things. And part of that is just being able to control what you can control, and that's what we did in the second half.
What were the adjustments your team made defensively in the second half? You held them to 96 points, lowest point total this season, just 40 points in the second half. Where did you guys improve in the second half on defense?
Well, I think each guy took on the individual challenge to guard. That was a big portion of it. But then it was our ability to finish possessions out with the rebound. I mean, I look at the job J.I. did, the job Jalen did. I think those guys really sat down and guarded just intensely, making it difficult for each shot that these guys took and trying to keep them off the three-point line.
You just mentioned J.I. What was going through your mind when he fell down on the floor and then was able to get back up and return for the final 2 minutes of the game?
Thank God he got up. That's a big portion of it. You know, this kid has been – that's a level of resilience right there. You know, I went down to talk to him, and he just said, give me a second. I popped back up, went over to the bench, was ready to go again, said he was ready.
How did he help you defend Jason Tatum today?
He did a heck of a job. I think he did a great job. He made every shot tough. He did it without fouling, was able to contest each shot, but he was physical, and he did it the right way.
Coach, 6 straight, another in-season tournament win for you. But I've heard you say to this team before, learn how to handle success. How have you appreciated, or what have you liked about how your team has handled the recent success of winning these last games?
Well, I love the way we're just taking it one game at a time. You know, there's going to be a lot of noise and talk about, you know, this is what you all are doing, and that's great. You know, I embrace that as well. But like I said before the game, whether they're saying it's good or whether they're saying it's bad, you continue to do what we've been doing, and that's defending at a high clip, right? Sharing and moving the basketball, playing the way that we know how to play. A defensive team first and foremost, and then we get out and run.
Coach, congrats on the win. In Wendell Carter's absence, your two big men have really stepped up. I mean, Goga last game defending Nikola Jokic. Tonight, can you talk a little bit about Mose, bringing on the offensive end, especially in the second half?
This team is a by-committee team. Guys know that when their number is called, they're ready to step in. I mean, I'm talking about Caleb Houston stepping in for a couple minutes here and there, being able to get a big deflection, coming down, being able to space the floor, ready to knock his shot down. So by committee is who this group is. And for Mo to do what he does tonight, it changes night to night. And the beauty of the group is that they want to celebrate each individual's success. That's what this group is about.
I think you had 8 turnovers there in the first quarter and then just 10 the rest of the way. What did you see in the first quarter that led to those turnovers, and then how did you like the way that your group responded to kind of take care of it a lot better the rest of the game?
I can't say 18 turnovers with 25 points is taking care of it better, but the other side of it is we didn't let it flow into the next play. I think that's the better part about it. We didn't hang our heads. We got back in transition. We, obviously got to the rim to try to protect it. But again, we've got to do a better job of taking care of the basketball overall, because you can't spot a team 25 points. So second half was better, their ability to just make the right plays.
Coach, you briefly mentioned it in terms of the preparation and the belief that you have in guys like Mo and Caleb kind of getting thrusted into those big-time minutes. But could you talk about the preparation that they have and the belief that you have in the coaching staff when it comes to those guys in the second unit?
Our coaching staff is phenomenal. I think they do an incredible job of keeping the game plan simple, because it allows our guys to just play with their instincts and their intuition. And it is so great to see that happen. And then I can't say enough about the coaches. They're doing a phenomenal job, and our coaches and the players trust them.
we've come to the end of kind of the group phase of this in-season tournament. There might be another game in this run. But what did you see from this team? Handling some of the pressure that might come from more intensity in these games. From especially a crowd like tonight. That felt a little more supercharged than normal. What did you see from this team and how they responded to facing that pressure for maybe the first time?
Well, it's like Kendra said. It's how do you handle success? You don't get too high. You don't get too low. You stick with the process of what you've known to do. And that's continue to defend without fouling, finish possessions, share the ball offensively, and keep trusting each other.
Thank you, Coach Mosley.
Thank you, guys.
Oh, you're saying that. Okay. Go ahead.
Mo, Coach talks so often about embracing challenges and taking on the task at hand. For your group to rattle off 6 straight victories, back-to-back victories over defending champs, the NBA's leading record holder, Boston Celtics. Just what does it say about your group's ability to embrace those tough challenges and growth?
I think it's never been the question whether we have the ability or not. I think it's kind of we said it earlier, it's like a combination of energy and focus. You obviously got to play hard every game. We've been doing that for the last 3 years, playing hard. And then you got to be poised. Obviously, you got to work hard too on your skill. But then, when it gets to game time, you gotta play the right way and play smart and with each other. And for each other. And I think once we do that, we have a chance to beat anyone in this league.
Mo, what was working for you in terms of the last couple of games, rolling to the basket, off ball screens, and really getting to the rim?
Well, yeah, I try to screen the guard, and then I roll to the basket, and either it's pretty simple, honestly. Either the guard is open, or I'm open, or the shooter is open. It's honestly just the willingness to play for your teammates, and then the game is going to come around for you. That's kind of what I'm experiencing. Just playing the right way. Again, anyone can go off in this group. I think it's not about ability. And it's fun to play that way. We enjoy playing for each other, That's a fine. You got enough. That's okay.
Hello. Hello. We've seen you offensively today a little bit different from all the games. Is there a new guy out there that you feel like you have to be more aggressive offensively? Because definitely the team looked a lot better. You being so aggressive offensively.
What was different? I was just more aggressive. Is that what you said?
Yeah, offensively.
Honestly, I'm trying to kind of let the game come to me. Sometimes it's a game. It's not controllable, Sometimes it comes to you, and then you just take advantage of it. You don't really control that. And it's something very enjoyable about that process, to kind of get lost in that and just play. And, it's going to come back around.
That's what Mo been doing all year, though.
Appreciate that, big fella.
Paolo, this was the last in-season tournament game. Certainly the kind of afternoon start. Boston being who they are. How did you guys kind of learn to keep your poise or develop that maturity, especially in the second half, where you guys have struggled earlier this season to kind of close games out and take control?
Yeah, I think it just comes with the season going along. We had some early, you could call it second half struggles in the start of the season, but that's what the start of the season's for, is to work through those problems. And I think we've been doing a great job the past 3 or 4 games, and I think we figured it out. Just staying aggressive, keep running our stuff, but also being mindful of taking care of the ball and doing all the little things right. And I think we've been able to mold those things together and really be effective in the second half.
Paolo, Celtics had 30 in the first quarter, and I believe you guys had 8 turnovers. Just what in your mind changed over the last 3 quarters to kind of hold them below 30 and then kind of take care of the ball a little bit better?
Yeah, I think after the first quarter, we all just knew that we were kind of overanalyzing, maybe being sloppy with some passes. We felt like we were fine defensively. Like, it was really just the turnovers. So we just wanted to, shake the first quarter off, and even at half in the locker room, we just stayed poised and wanted to come out and throw the first punch. And we did a good job, taking the lead early in the third quarter, and kind of just kept it the rest of the way. Really locked in on defense in the second half and made it hard for them.
Anything else? One more here.
Last year, you guys were ranked defensively 15, and there was not major changes in the roster. Can you take us through the process? What changed? Because right now, you guys are top 5 defensively in the league.
I really just think, last year was a different year. We started with a lot of injuries, new faces, and so we weren't at full strength. And I think this year, coming into training camp, everybody was healthy. Everybody was healthy in training camp, so we just got a lot of time to really work all of us together. Training camp, really honing in on what we wanted to do defensively, who we wanted to be defensively. And Coach Mose, I gave him credit. He came into since the first day of camp and just preaching how he wanted to be a #1 caliber defense in the league. And, that's what we've been so far. And so that just, give huge credit to the coaches for instilling that in us, and then the players for going out there and executing and doing that.
This is for both of you. This is the last group play game of the in-season tournament. There may be another kind of single elimination game depending on what happens on Tuesday. But what did you guys kind of learn about having to play under, even if it's a little manufactured, a little bit of pressure and a little bit of something like playoff intensity over these past 2 weeks?
I have a question before I answer that. So we talked in the locker room, but if Brooklyn loses, we're #1 seed, right? What has to happen for us not to be the #1 seed? Is that a dumb question?
Well, it comes down to points of comparison.
That's the first comparison?
It's head-to-head then.
Okay, good to know. Well, obviously it's a motivation. You wanna win those games. It's kind of special. You want to go to Vegas, right? You want to compete. You can tell people care. It's really cool, and it kind of tests us early. How poised are we in those last 3 minutes? How focused are you in the beginning of the year? And I've really enjoyed it, honestly.
Yeah, no, I think it's been great. Getting a chance to play for something. I think we've done a great job just the last 3 games. I think the Brooklyn game, we kind of didn't realize that it was a tournament game. So I think for us I think after the game was frustrating because we lost by 20. We kind of felt like we just handed them, the game. And so these last 3, we've completely flipped and just took it a lot more serious. And I think we have a lot of players who, when there's something riding on the line, they're going to elevate their games. I think we have a lot of guys who don't shy away from the pressure, don't shy away from the moment up and down the roster. So when the whole team and, guys all have that mentality, it carries through with everybody.
Piggybacking off of that, wanted to ask you guys, the last 2 games, you have pretty high caliber teams coming in here, able to get easier shots like Jokic can turn around and blink his eyes and throw it in. But you guys seemed from the jump that you had to fight and scrape for every single point. Talk about that mentality and toughness that you guys have.
Damn.
I thought we got some easy looks.
I was going to say, Paolo was 10 for 16 today, and he's getting triple teamed every time. You answer that.
Yeah, I think we just play hard, play together, and live with the results. I think offensively and defensively, we're together as a unit, and obviously Boston's a great team. We've been playing great teams, and but when we're executing, we're able to score on anybody. So yeah.
I will say not turning it over and having a focus on that end is very important for us. I think that's fine to say that way.
Last question, Dan Savage.
Mo, winning's been, very important to you since you came here. You've sat up there plenty of times, talked about, no moral victories, et cetera. For this group to start 11-5, just how pleasing is that for you? Albeit, I know you're not satisfied.
Yeah, it's early in the year, right? I kind of, for myself, obviously, everybody has a different way of handling that. I kind of really enjoy this vibe, but I also know where we were 3 years ago, and from an awareness stand, I'm aware enough to realize that the energy in the gym was the same 3 years ago. We weren't winning, but everybody was working their butts off every day, and to me, I just keep myself locked in on that I want to do that every day, and wins and losses is going to take care of itself, and that's just kind of a trust and a belief that we have to have, and I'm glad it's working right now, but again, it's going to be like this, and we got to stay even keel, and I think this group has done a pretty good job so far on that.
Thanks, guys.